Ever wonder how doctors can map out a cancer radiation treatment before it ever touches a patient? Or how scientists figure out how to protect astronauts from cosmic rays way out in deep space? Well, today, we're diving into the incredible software that makes it all possible. We're talking about Geant4 and how it simulates our universe, one tiny particle at a time.
And here it is, the Geant4 logo. Now, pay attention to that subtitle, a simulation toolkit. That's the key. This isn't just a single program. It's more like a whole workshop full of digital tools that scientists can use to build and test their wildest ideas, all inside a computer. So, what does that actually mean for us? Let's look at a really powerful example. Think about this for a second. How do doctors perfectly aim a beam of radiation at a tumor, making sure they destroy all the cancerous cells, but spare the healthy tissue right next to it? I mean, you can't just guess, right? You have to simulate it. You need to know exactly how those particles are going to behave as they travel through the human body. And that is where Geant4 comes in. Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. What is Geant4? Probably the best way to think about it is like a video game engine. But instead of creating fantasy worlds with dragons and magic, it simulates physical reality, right down to the subatomic level. So here's the official definition, but let's break that down. At its core, Geant4 is all about figuring out what happens when a tiny particle, like an electron, a proton, or a photon, smashes into something. It's kind of like a super sophisticated game of cosmic billiards. And its uses are massive, from helping design those huge experiments at CERN to figuring out shielding for astronauts. So if you take one thing away, it's this. Geant4 is like a digital Lego set. It gives scientists all the little building blocks they need to construct a virtual version of their entire experiment. Whether that's a new kind of medical scanner or a piece of human tissue, and then they can fire particles at it to see what happens. Okay, so how do they actually do it? Let's walk through building a simulation. Before you can do anything else, you have to build the world, the actual space where your experiment is going to happen. And that is all about geometry. Everything, and I mean everything, begins inside this giant empty box called the world volume. It's the container for your entire simulation. It has to be big enough to hold every single piece of the experiment you're about to build. Now here's where it gets really clever. You build up complexity by putting smaller shapes, or volumes, inside bigger ones. The bigger, containing volume is called the mother, and the one you place inside is called the daughter. You can just keep nesting them, daughter inside of mother, to create incredibly detailed structures. So building any single piece of your virtual world really just boils down to these 3 steps. First, you create its basic shape, a box, a sphere, whatever. That's called the solid. Second, you define its properties, like what it's made of. That's the logical volume. And finally, you just place it somewhere inside its mother volume. That's the physical volume. Shape, material, place. That's it. All right, we've built the shapes. But an empty box isn't very interesting, is it? Now we need to tell the simulation what all these shapes are actually made of. We have to define all the materials and particles that will be interacting in our little worlds. Defining a material is literally like writing down a recipe. You want to make air? No problem. As you can see here, you just tell Geant4 that it's a mixture of about 70% nitrogen and 30% oxygen. You can define any material this way, from solid lead to human bone. And it's not just the materials either. You have to be really explicit and tell the simulation which particles you want it to keep an eye on. This includes the particles you start the experiment with, but also any new ones that might get created during all those tiny collisions. So, we have our world, and we have all the stuff inside it, but how does it all actually work? How do the particles behave? We need to give our simulation a rule book. We need to give it the laws of physics. You know how a video game needs to have rules for things like gravity and friction to feel real? It's the exact same idea here, but for particle physics. So instead of simple bouncing, you're defining the rules for complex electromagnetic interactions. Instead of friction, you've got things called hadronic interactions. That's the crazy strong force that holds an atom's nucleus together. You even define the rules for how one particle might decay into totally new ones. All right, this is it. The stage is set. Our geometry is built. The materials are defined. The laws of physics are in place. It is time to run the simulation and see what happens. Let's hit play. Now, the whole show is overseen by something called a run manager. Just think of it like the conductor of an orchestra. It kicks everything off and tells the simulation to process a certain number of events. And an event is basically just one particle being fired into your virtual experiment. And this is what you get out. Now I know, it might just look like a wall of text, but this is pure gold. This is the complete story of a single particle's life, from beginning to end. Each line tells you exactly where the particle was, how much energy it had, and what it just interacted with. All the amazing scientific results and cool visualizations, they all start right here, in this raw data. So you might be thinking, why go through all this trouble? Why build these incredibly complex virtual worlds? Well, the answer is simple, because these simulations, they are the foundation for real, actual, tangible breakthroughs that change our world. I mean, the impact is just immense. In medicine, Geant4 is helping design therapies that can target brain tumors with pinpoint accuracy. In aerospace, it's helping NASA build spacecraft that can survive a trip to Mars. It's absolutely essential for designing the giant detectors at the Large Hadron Collider. And it helps us understand the fundamental nature of radioactive decay. It's everywhere. And this quote from the official user guide really says it all. This isn't just some academic game. Geant4 was built from the ground up with one goal: to be the bridge that takes an idea from a whiteboard and turns it into a real, working experiment that can make a difference. This leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. This power of simulation lets us build and test things that were once completely impossible, to peer into worlds that are invisible to our own eyes. So let me ask you, if you had a toolkit like this, a video game engine for reality, what unseen universe would you want to explore?